to, you can't lift it up over the net. Using the pace from the Becker serve. Short backswing. He picks his spot and executes.
Second deuce.
Avantage, Becker.
I believe that there isn't enough credit given to the Sampras return. It's really good all-purpose return. He can slice, he can block, he can hit over the ball. You know Andre Agassi's going to return well. You know Thomas Mooster's going to return well.
You think of Sampras' serve more than you do of his return, don't you?
Because it is such a big weapon.
That drifts long. What an important game for Boris Becker. Still in trouble. Sampras serving at 4-3 when we come back. We mentioned early in the show, Boris Becker said, my home used to be Wimbledon. Now Wimbledon is Pete's home. I asked him about that yesterday.
Well, we're not going to serve volley on both serves. We'll have some baseline rallies, and I think a key to the match, like in every match I play with Boris, is returning his serve, making him volley, making him move. You know, he's not a great mover. I mean, if I can get him changing directions, and you know, my service game stays solid, and hopefully get a high percentage of first serves, it's a pretty straightforward match. I mean, it's all comes down to who returns better. We're both going to be coming in, so it should be interesting.
First point to Pete Sampras.
10-0.
Great mutual respect between these two. You can hear it when they speak of each other. Nice punch volley here for Sampras.
Boris Becker, not one to blow smoke. He'll definitely say what's on his mind. If he gives you a compliment, he really means it.
And if he gives you the business, he means that.
Thomas Mooster got that this year. I think Nike got that, Wimbledon. I think a lot of us got that.
These two, the best two indoor players in the world. Who's the king of Wimbledon? Well, you get to decide. They've each got 3 titles. Becker's played there a lot more, as you can see. 7 finals in all.
3 straight titles for Pete Sampras. Really making history, the only American man to do that.
Changing of the guard, no 2 ways about it. An overrule here from Paulo Pereira in the chair. A let will be played at 30 love.
Pete Sampras now starting to push around Boris Becker with the depths on the ground stroke. He's able to use his footwork, get himself into position.
Ace number 8 ends that game. Sampras now up 3-5 in set 2.
Il mène par 5-3.
College football comes your way on ESPN this Thursday night at 8 from Rice Stadium. Warriors of the Gridiron clash in Southwest Conference battle coming up between Texas A&M at Rice. Becker serving to stay in set 2.
15-0.
And that's his 12th for this match. You're right, though, Luke. Sampras has had chances in each set to really kick loose Becker. He was up 2 points for a 4-love lead in set 1, and Becker took it to a tiebreak. Nice reach there from Sampras, and Sampras had 2 points to serve for 5-2 2 games ago.
Hands up.
And Becker hung around.
Really shows you how quick Pete Sampras is. Watch this. He runs down this drop volley, gets it back. Watch him now. He has to cover all the options and jumps up and nails an overhead.
Curl back cross court for a clutch winner.
What the soft return does is help Pete Sampras set himself for the passing shot. Stefan Edberg has a lot of problems with playing Pete Sampras for the obvious reasons, but it's tough for a great volleyer like Edberg to really get any juice on his volleys because they're so soft. You have to generate them all on your own. You get no pace from the Sampras return. That sets up Sampras to hit winning passing shots like that.
You don't get the pace you'd like, the height over the ball, over the net, and you get more angle than you want.
That's right. And there's Pete Sampras ready to run down anything you give him and drill it back. Watch this. Now that time on that return, it just got into his body.
30 all.
He's really hit the net cord a couple times on those. He had a crucial one in the tiebreaker, that cross court. But when he's on the run, he's deadly because he can go down the line and boom, snap it cross court like that.
That was about a half an inch away from set point for Sampras.
Boris Becker looking again to the chair umpire for a call. Boris Becker too deep in the court to pull the trigger there, just a loose air. Pete Sampras just going about his business, maintaining a high level of play, finding the rhythm on his serve.
Legitimate complaint here from Becker. Some guy screamed in a let called, excuse me, that was a let cord, and it seemed to very much clear the net. I agree with Becker on that one. However, this guy's got a better feel for it than I do.
He's got a better feel. The Becker say he's blinded. We have to remember, he's hiding behind that post if Pete decides to rip it.
Well, who can blame him? He doesn't want to get hit by the Becker serve or the Sampras return, and Becker's saying, hey, where is this guy's in a foxhole calling this let cord here?
And he's still playing with the net court judge.
It's deuce. And a break point and a set point.
So hard to take off pace. John McEnroe, the very best in the world at that. Boris Becker not able to handle the ripping passing shot. Break point and set point for Pete Sampras.
You mentioned John McEnroe yesterday, Becker, because he's the elder statesman on the tour these days. He was asked to compare McEnroe and Connors with Agassi and Sampras. You know, who would have won? And Becker gave it to the young guys. He'd say they're playing better today. They're playing harder. They take more chances. The speed of the game so much increased. A real testimony to Becker that he has survived so long. Very close to the top of men's tennis. spun out on that backhand, did Sampras, so it's game point, Becker.
And he's really able to because of his big serve, his big presence on the court. You think of Stefan Edberg, who's really started to tail off towards the end of his career. He'll have big results, but again, Boris Becker's in the thick of it right now. Yvonne Lendl really dropped off towards the end of his career.
He was very much injured. Bad back.
Becker.
Ace for Becker. Keeps things interesting in set 2.
The Eiffel Tower. I've been looking for this thing all day. Where's the Eiffel? Gotta go to the Eiffel Tower. I'm in Paris, man. This thing's junk.
Back inside the Palais on the Sport. Luke Jensen has made his way back up into the booth, which is good news. And Luke, the Eiffel Tower is not in Bear C, so don't look around here. Sampras trying to serve for a 2-sets-to-love lead.
You think they give you a map or something to go find that? Pete Sampras having tons of chances throughout this 2 sets. Now serving for the second set for 2-sets-to-love lead. Missing on the big forehand. Love 15.
Number 9.
I don't think Boris has a beef on that one. That drilled the line.
He wanted it called wide.
Boris, that looks good to me. Broken string.
First of the day. I'm very surprised that it's taken this long.
Remember, a lot of the rallies haven't lasted as long as the Courier-Sampras match. Not as many tough baseline rallies. And what Pete will do, he'll take out his rubber plunger, what we call it. It's like a dampener, vibration dampener. Looking around. Put that back in. Now what that does is cut off the vibration. When he hits the ball, deadens the feel.
It's called a Vibrazorb. You want to give it a try.
Pete Sampras was in the locker room after stabbing at that pass and able to run back and nearly get this shot. Look at this, on a dead sprint. Look how low he stays, like a tailback Emmett Smith, and gets the entire racket on the ball, but not able to make the angle. Boris Becker, hey, come on, Pete. Run up and get this one.
15-30.
First one.
Looking at the net court judge. Pete Sampras hitting a good, solid first serve. Now watch how fast Pete Sampras gets in. Recognizes a high return, and he cuts it off. Nice backhand volley. Starts up high, carves under it, extends through the ball for the winner. There's the net court judge, hiding his head.
Set point again for Sampras.
Sampras really has been picking on the Becker forehand return. Going down the middle on the outside. He's not one to go to the well too often. Look for the big one wide.
Got it. Now 1 set away from his first Paris Open title is Pete Sampras.